And taking action for your money this morning so that you can get the most out of your tax return. While we do have an extra couple of days this year to file, it's still coming down to the wire. So joining us right now to help this morning is Heather Tomasello, my Italian cousin. Thanks for being here. She is with Liberty Tax Service Centers. There's 4 of them in the Tampa area, correct?
We own 4. There's actually multiple locations, but my husband and I are the owners of 4 in Tampa.
Okay,
yes.
The first thing I should ask you is we do have an extra couple of days to file. Why is that?
Well, this year, April 15th falls on a Sunday, and then there's a holiday called Emancipation Day that offices in Washington, D.C. are closed. They celebrate that holiday. So that's why they've given us until April 17th. Last year, we had a similar situation, and we had until April 18th to file.
If someone finds themselves in a situation where they do owe money, what should they do now?
Well, I think the most important thing is they need to go ahead and file. A lot of times people in that situation think that, let me delay. They want to hide under the sand with their, bury under the sand. But it's better to go ahead and file and make an estimated payment than to not file. The IRS is going to charge you a lot more penalties and interest, something like 10 times more if you fail to file than if you file but just can't pay right away.
Okay, how can someone maximize, I should say, their refund, or if they do owe, how can they minimize that?
Sure. Well, of course, there are some deductions that people can take for mortgage interest. If they've given charitable contributions this year, they should deduct those as well. We've also got several credits this year, things like the child or dependent care credit for folks that are working or looking for employment and they use a paid care provider for their children. There's also IRS credit for IRA contributions as well. It's called the Savers Credit.
I always have this debate in that when you're talking about getting a refund, people think they're getting money back. Yeah, you are getting money back, but it's your money.
That's true.
Essentially what you've done is you've given the government money, your money, interest-free for the entire year. Should you try and limit how much you give them, or should you, if you have a hard time saving money, maybe do what you're doing right now?
I think it's a balancing act, and we tell our clients it's best to be right around 0. You don't want to owe a huge amount and have to pay that out this time of year, but you also don't want, like you said, the government to be holding on to your money, earning interest on your money. So,
it's mine. I want it.
Unless you won't save. Some people, that's forced savings, and if that works for them.
And I guess advice, if you do find yourself in that situation where you're getting a chunk of money, one of the best things to do, and I say this because my father tells me this all the time, why not put it into a savings account or something like that?
Put it in an IRA, and then you're going to get credit for that as well. Or like you said, start an emergency savings. How many Americans are finding themselves without that, and in these difficult economic times? That's a good piece of advice.
Heather, we can't let you go without saying you're going to be in Women's Magazine. What magazine are you going to be in?
Women's Day in July.
In July?
Yeah, as a small business owner, so. Big
article on you?
I wouldn't say big, but it's very exciting news.
Where are the locations of Liberty?
We have 4 in Tampa. We've got one in South Carrollwood at Waters and Dale Mabry. We've got one in North Tampa at Florida and Bush. We've got one in Town and Country. And we've got the University South Florida location at Fletcher and Bruceby Downs. And people can call 444-1111 to make an appointment.
Heather Tomasello, my Italian cousin, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Serena, back to you.
Guys, some great advice there. A young actress famous from several Nickelodeon shows is topping internet searches this morning. Find out what she's accused of doing that has people looking